The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. 5 a.m. here on this Monday. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. We begin with some developing news here locally. An apparent police standoff has ended in South Bakersfield. Neighbors say police started arriving around 4 yesterday afternoon and staged around a house on Bora Bora Lane. This video shows officers in heavy gear entering the home and coming out moments later with one person in custody. We have called police for further details, but we've not heard back as of news time. We'll bring you updates as we get them.
This morning, the damage is catastrophic. Florida is still picking up the pieces following Hurricane Ian, one of the strongest hurricanes to hit the United States. At least 87 people have died in this storm. President Biden and the First Lady will be in Florida on Wednesday to tour areas ravaged by this intense hurricane. In the hardest hit areas, rescue crews are still going door to door and combing through the rubble to try to find victims and survivors. NBC's Chris Pallone has more from Fort Myers.
Hello!
5 days after Ian struck, and the search for survivors in Florida is still underway. Search teams have rescued more than 2,000 people so far. For the man overseeing the effort, it's personal.
First priority remains search and rescue and helping those in need. These aren't strangers to us. We live and work in these communities.
In some areas, they're using cadaver dogs to find those who didn't make it. The scope of the destruction, stunning. Not just confined to the coast. Inland flooding, a major problem for communities near the state's swollen rivers.
I think from what I've seen in the state, I think most of the damage has been from water rather than wind.
50,000 electrical workers are making progress restoring power, bringing 500,000 homes back online in 24 hours. In Lee County, officials say it's all hands on deck to make things as normal as possible as soon as they can.
Our county commissioners, county manager, everyone is out in full force trying to get back power to the residents, making sure they have water, making sure they have food, and the basic essentials to get through every single day.
And it's not just Florida. While they were dealt a much weaker blow from Ian, people in the Carolinas spent the weekend cleaning up too.
We probably cleaned up 25 times in our lifetime, but this is, other than Hugo, this was the worst for us.
The long road to recovery now underway. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Fort Myers, Florida.
And like we mentioned, the president will be in Florida on Wednesday, but he is set to leave for Puerto Rico this morning to survey the damage caused by Hurricane Fiona. Now, that storm hit the island September 18th. At least 25 people died as a result of the hurricane. Heavy rain and destructive winds caused an island-wide power outage, and thousands still remain in the dark this morning.
Here on the West Coast, residents in some Mexican coastal communities are bracing this morning as Hurricane Orlean approaches. First responders in the state of Jalisco advising people to avoid the beaches because of high waves. Orlean is losing some steam and was downgraded to a Category 2 storm last night. Still, it's packing powerful winds over 100 miles an hour with even stronger gusts. It's forecast to hit Mexico's Pacific coast later this evening. Some financial relief is coming soon for Californians feeling the inflation pinch. The state will begin sending out relief payments on October 7th. To qualify, you must have filed your 2020 taxes by last October, and the amount you get could depend on how much money you make. Individuals making up to $75,000 will get the maximum of $350. Couples who earn up to $150,000 will get $700. People with dependents will get an additional $350. The state says 90% of payments will be made before the end of next month. A follow-up to a $1 million mystery, the winning Mega Millions ticket sold right here in Bakersfield over the summer still hasn't been claimed. That's according to lottery officials. One ticket matching 5 of the 6 numbers for the July 15th Mega Millions drawing was sold at the Albertsons on Mount Vernon Avenue. That ticket's worth just over $973,000. The winner has until January 11th of next year to claim their prize. There were no jackpot winners in Friday's drawing. The next drawing is tomorrow.
17 News is your local election headquarters, and we are just 36 days from November's midterm, and we continue to cover one of the most consequential issues voters in unincorporated areas of Kern County will see on their ballot this year, Measure K. So that measure proposes a 1-cent sales tax increase to go toward improving public safety and vital services, similar to Measure N, passed by voters in the city of Bakersfield back in 2018. The county sales tax is currently 7.25%. That is the lowest rate in California. If Measure K passes, it would cost consumers an extra penny for every dollar they spend in unincorporated areas of the county. Kern's chief administrator, Ryan Alsop, said most of the sales tax revenue in these unincorporated areas are business-to-business transactions, and the tax increase would not apply to food and bottled water. Alsop says the revenue generated from Measure K is estimated to be about $50 million annually and would fund law enforcement and public services like roads and libraries. Alsop says the tax measure, if passed, would help offset steadily declining property tax revenues to the county from the oil and gas industry. It needs at least 50% of the vote from voters in unincorporated areas of Kern to pass in November. And the last 2 community educational workshops on Measure K are happening this week. County officials will hold a public discussion on the proposed 1-cent sales tax increase at 6 o'clock tonight at Rosedale Bible Church. That's near the Shiloh Estates neighborhood. The final meeting will happen at 6 p.m. tomorrow night at the Bakersfield Country Club.
Tonight, local high school officials are set to discuss one of the most concerning issues on our local campuses, fentanyl. The issue came to light about 2 weeks ago when several students overdosed on opioids at North High School, and North's principal confirmed fentanyl was on campus. But the issue is not just limited to that school. 17 News has learned that Narcan, the overdose reversal nose spray, has been used at least 5 times at high schools across Kern County over the past month and a half. Kern High board members have a meeting tonight, and they are set to discuss recent issues. The meeting starts at 7 p.m. And a reminder, you can find more of our comprehensive coverage on fentanyl in Kern County, including 17's Robert Price's award-winning in-depth series, Fentanyl, the Counterfeit Killer. It's on our website, kget.com.
Making news around the state this morning, concern is growing in Stockton over murders that could point to a serial killer. Police say 5 killings are linked by physical evidence. NBC's Kathy Park has the latest.
A series of killings in Stockton, California have residents on edge.
The community's scared. It stops now.
Police say 5 men were shot and killed between July and late September. The victims ranging in age from 21 to 54. The crimes happened just miles apart, late at night or early morning, and are believed to be connected. Now officials say this newly released image pulled from video surveillance could be a person of interest.
It could be very well a suspect, or it could be very well a witness to these incidences.
54-year-old Lorenzo Lopez was shot and killed last week.
I'm still kind of in disbelief.
It's going to take a lot of time for closure to happen because, he was a big part of the family.
His younger brother, Jerry, heartbroken and missing his best friend.
How is life going to be now without him?
It's going to be pretty lonely. I'm telling you that. Having them, talk to when things were bad or things are good, or it's going to be a whole different thing now.
With no break in the case and a possible serial killer on the loose, Stockton's police chief is asking for the public's help.
Look at your Ring cameras, look at whatever footage you have, and please help us out.
And demanding an end to the bloodshed.
Stop the killing.
Kathy Park, NBC News.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.